Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about one of the strangest, smartest, and most mysterious creatures in the entire ocean, the octopus. When most people think about sea animals, they imagine sharks, whales, or dolphins. But the octopus is something completely different. It almost feels alien, the way it moves, the way it thinks, the way it changes its body. Everything about it challenges what we think we know about intelligence and life on Earth. So today I'm going to share 8 truly bizarre and fascinating facts about octopuses, and by the end of this video you might see them in a completely new way. First, octopuses have 3 hearts. Yes, 3. 2 of these hearts pump blood to the gills where oxygen is absorbed from the water. The 3rd heart pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. But here's the strange part. When an octopus swims, the heart responsible for circulating blood to the body actually stops beating. That means swimming is extremely exhausting for them. This is why octopuses prefer crawling along the ocean floor using their arms rather than swimming long distances. Imagine having a body that literally works against you when you try to move quickly. This unique circulatory system is one of the many reasons octopuses are so different from us and from most animals we know. Second, their blood is blue. Humans and most vertebrates have red blood because we use iron-based hemoglobin to transport oxygen. Octopuses, however, use a copper-based protein called hemocyanin. Copper turns blue when it binds with oxygen, which is why their blood looks blue instead of red. Hemocyanin is actually more efficient than hemoglobin in cold and low oxygen environments, which helps octopuses survive in deep or icy waters. So while blue blood might sound like something from science fiction, for octopuses, it's a perfectly natural adaptation to their underwater world. Third, most of an octopus's neurons are not in its brain. Around 2/3 of its neurons are located in its arms. That means each arm can process information, sense the environment, and even make decisions independently. In a way, each arm has its own mini-brain. If you've ever seen an octopus exploring, you'll notice that its arms seem to move with curiosity, touching and tasting everything around them. That's because the suckers on each arm can taste and feel at the same time. Even if an arm is temporarily separated from the body, it can still respond to stimuli for a short period. This distributed intelligence is incredibly rare in the animal kingdom and makes the octopus's nervous system one of the most unusual on the planet. Fourth, octopuses can change both color and texture in less than a second. They don't just blend in, and they transform. Their skin contains specialized cells called chromatophores, which expand or contract to show different pigments. Beneath those are iridophores and leucophores, which reflect light and create shimmering or reflective effects. On top of that, octopuses can control tiny muscles in their skin to create bumps, spikes, and ridges, allowing them to mimic rocks, coral, or even seaweed. Some species can even imitate other animals, such as sea snakes or lionfish, to scare off predators. This level of camouflage is so advanced that researchers still study it to develop new materials and technologies. Fifth, octopuses are masters of escape. They have no bones in their bodies. The only hard structure they have is their beak, which is located at the center of their arms. If their beak can fit through a hole, their entire body can follow. This allows them to squeeze through incredibly small spaces. There have been documented cases of octopuses escaping from aquariums by slipping through tiny gaps, traveling across the floor at night, entering another tank to eat fish, and then returning to their own tank before morning. Their intelligence combined with their flexible bodies makes them one of the greatest escape artists in the animal kingdom. Sixth, octopuses use tools. For a long time, scientists believed that tool use was limited to certain mammals and birds, but octopuses have proven that idea wrong. Some species have been observed collecting coconut shells, carrying them across the ocean floor, and assembling them later to create a protective shelter. This behavior shows planning and foresight. It means the octopus understands that an object it finds now could be useful in the future. Tool use requires a certain level of cognitive complexity, and seeing it in an invertebrate challenges traditional definitions of intelligence.
Seventh, octopuses have a short and tragic life cycle. Most species live only 1 to 2 years. After mating, Males typically die within a few months. Females lay thousands of eggs and then guard them obsessively. During this time, the mother stops eating entirely. She dedicates all her remaining energy to protecting and cleaning the eggs, gently blowing water over them to keep them oxygenated and free of debris. She won't leave them, not even to hunt. By the time the eggs hatch, she is extremely weak and dies shortly afterward. It's a heartbreaking but powerful example of total parental sacrifice in nature. 8th, octopuses are incredibly intelligent and may even have personalities. In laboratory experiments, they can solve puzzles, open screw-top jars from the inside, navigate mazes, and remember solutions for later. They can recognize individual humans and react differently to people they like or dislike. Some octopuses have been observed squirting water at specific caretakers while ignoring others. Others have shown playful behavior, repeatedly releasing and catching floating objects like bottles or toys. Play is often considered a sign of higher intelligence, and seeing it in an octopus raises deep questions about consciousness and awareness in animals so different from us. But beyond these 8 facts, what truly makes the octopus extraordinary is how alien it feels. It belongs to a group called cephalopods, which also includes squid and cuttlefish. These animals evolved along a completely separate path from vertebrates. The last common ancestor between humans and octopuses lived over 500 million years ago. And yet, despite that massive evolutionary distance, octopuses developed complex nervous systems, advanced problem-solving skills, and sophisticated camouflage abilities. It's like intelligence evolved twice on Earth in 2 completely different ways. Scientists continue to study octopuses not just to understand marine biology, but to explore deeper questions about the nature of mind and cognition. How does distributed intelligence work? What does it feel like to have a body where your limbs can think independently? How does an octopus experience the world? These questions are not just biological, they are philosophical. Octopuses also challenge our ethical perspectives. Because they show signs of intelligence and awareness, some countries have begun recognizing them as sentient beings. This means they receive special protections in research settings. The idea that an invertebrate could deserve moral consideration would have seemed strange decades ago. But octopus research is changing that conversation. Their ability to regenerate lost arms adds another layer of mystery. If an octopus loses an arm to a predator, it can regrow it over time. The new arm will regain full functionality, complete with nerves and suckers. Regeneration like this is rare and fascinating, and studying it may one day help scientists develop better treatments for human injuries. Octopuses also possess remarkable problem-solving flexibility. They don't just learn one solution, they experiment. In lab settings, when presented with new challenges, they often explore with curiosity rather than fear. They test, manipulate, and adapt. This exploratory behavior suggests a high level of cognitive engagement with their environment. Even their movement is unique. Without bones, their bodies flow like liquid. Watching an octopus move across the seafloor feels almost surreal. It can flatten itself, elongate its arms, or compress into tight spaces. This fluidity makes them look almost like shapeshifters from a science fiction movie. And then there is their camouflage communication. Some researchers believe octopuses may use rapid color changes, not just for hiding, but for signaling mood or intent. The same system that allows them to disappear into a reef might also allow subtle forms of communication with other octopuses. When we think about intelligence, we often imagine creatures that look somewhat like us. Animals with faces, expressive eyes, and familiar body structures. The octopus reminds us that intelligence does not need to look human. It can have 8 arms, blue blood, 3 hearts, and a body without bones. It can live a short life yet experience complex interactions. It can evolve in darkness at the bottom of the sea and still develop abilities that amaze scientists centuries later. In many ways, the octopus feels like proof that life on Earth is far stranger and more creative than we often realize. It forces us to expand our definitions, question our assumptions, and stay curious about the unknown. If you enjoyed learning these strange and incredible facts about octopuses, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive into the most fascinating creatures on our planet.